Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got some plays for you today out of the Falcons playbook. If you guys don't know, I just dropped 3 new ebooks: the Falcons, the Chiefs, and the Rams. They're all really good books. Some of the best, most consistent books year after year after year. I've been in the Falcons playbook probably going back since I started my channel in Madden 16. Back then they had like the strong, I think it was the strong tight, which had some super glitchy formations. They had like the ATL double outs. The weak, they used to have a weak pitch, which was just a killer. You know what I'm saying? These were some of the best plays. They basically have to tone this playbook down pretty much every year. They have to tone this playbook down to make it a little bit less, but it still has some really great formations. I mean, you guys are going to know it's got the deuce close, and I put out a lot of plays out of the A slot. I have a really great scheme out of the A slot too. If you guys want to see more plays out of this playbook, do me a favor, like button, I'll do that next. Just, you know, overall, just a great, very consistent, great playbook year after year after year, and it's definitely one of the ones I want to get out. It's a more traditional playbook than some, like I said, the Chiefs and the Rams have a lot more RPOs and, you know, trick plays and stuff like that. This is a more traditional playbook, but to me, it's still one of the best playbooks year after year after year. The wing pair, once again, going back a couple years, first time I put plays out of this was probably like 16, Madden 17, if you've been watching this channel that long, and they took those plays out. They completely got rid of them. The stretch was a play that I used to put out of it. The first year I put them out, there was an abundance of stretch and toss plays in this formation. After I put that out, they whittled it down to the point where there wasn't a lot of stretch or toss plays anymore. It was to the point where you could only find, I think in Madden 17, you could only find the toss play in like one playbook. Now it's not in any playbook, unless it's an alternate playbook that I'm not aware of, but it's not in any playbooks. There's no toss anymore. There's no stretch anymore either. They now converted all the stretch plays into stretch alert looky. I'll show you what I'm talking about, just to see if any of you guys remember that. But essentially what I used to do is I would motion this guy out. It would, you know, because you have a tight end blocking a corner, a lot of times it would really help you get the edge. Like I said, since I put those plays out, you know, and they were really overpowered since I did that, they essentially whittled this play down to nothing. It's not really around anymore, but it's still a really good play. But ultimately, I want to start this video. I'm going to show 2 run plays and a pass play, but I want to start this video with my favorite run play, which is the halfback inside zone. The zone weak concepts, the inside zones out of a lot of these formations are really good, and I don't think anybody knows how good they are. To me, the weak zone, and this is essentially a weak zone, is one of the better run plays in the game that people just don't know about. So we're going to pick that. Before I start the video though, I just want to thank my new sponsors at MMOXP.com. If you guys are looking to buy some coins for your MUT team, you can do that there, and you can support me by supporting them and buying your coins through them. And make sure to use discount code MONEYSHOT so they know that you came from my site, from my channel. Other than that, let's get into the video. So one of the things that makes this play so glitchy is you can control the defensive alignment. If you run, you know, like a lot of people run blitzes or base defenses or whatever, they set it up very specific way every time. I don't know, that's what I do. I set up my defense a very specific way to control outside leverage and inside gaps. And, you know, if it's run defense or pass defense, I got blitzes that I set up. This essentially takes away your ability to do that. It changes the defense to the point where you can't do that. If I motion this guy out, now you can see the more traditional coverage that the defense is in. If you run plays against this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because this guy's inside, it shifts it automatically and just totally messes everything up, which makes it just, to me, perfect, because that's what I want. It takes control of the defense, which you really shouldn't have as an offensive player. So in the past, where if I was running like a stretch play, I would motion this guy out, you lose that advantage at that point. So you don't typically want to do that anymore, but in this scenario, I get exactly what I want because I'm going the opposite way. And you're going to see, even though it's a cover 3, I mean, I might not have the best result here because that guy's going to be unblocked and force me back inside, but if there's not a cover 3 safety there, you're typically going to take it outside for a big gain. So let's go and let's get a couple of looks like this. Like I said, typically, look how they all just bunch inside, and look at that. I just get a little bit, you know, I wish I had a little bit of a faster guy. Freeman's pretty fast, but I could have been gone if I had a little bit more speed. Typically, I'm shooting for this gap here, and like I said, I'm reading it like a counterplay. You know what I mean? Like the counterplays, you typically read it a certain way from inside out. Where if the defensive end there kicks outside, you go right up the middle. If he kicks inside, you go right around him to that huge gap where the receiver is. And if I really had a choice, I wish I could get this receiver even wider, but ultimately the success of this play, like right there, he gets kicked outside. The success of this play though really depends on that block, and he did not get that block against Sherman. That's the only thing. I'm running against Richard Sherman here. I think is a pretty physical corner, but you can see, I mean, it's the consistency of it with that lane right there. But ultimately, if I can get that block against Sherman, I'm really going to have success. So in this scenario, like I said, the cover 3 safety is pretty much the only caveat. Like right there, he takes himself out of the play though. I still get a good play because of the run fits. He usually crashes down, and sometimes he'll get taken out of the play by himself. So that's pretty good. Here, you know, now the lane's not huge, but you can see, I mean, it's just consistent. It's just pretty much always there. All I'm really doing is sprinting through the hole. That's it. It's a really good setup. So here we got a double safety blitz, so I can't imagine I'm going to have success here. You know what I mean? You can blitz this and take it away, so you can't run it all game. That's the thing. You pretty much, if you blitz directly in that gap, if you know where that run play is going, it's really going to make a difference. But obviously there's other run plays in this formation. So, like I said, if I'm in a formation, like right here, I'm looking for that gap. It's right there, so I'm going to take that run. But if it's not, if for whatever reason they're trying to blitz me out of that, or they're coming down with a cover 3 safety to get that edge, to take away this run, then you essentially, like I said right here, I can just go straight to the stretch alert looking. And like I said in the past, I used to do it with this motion. I still can. You know what I mean? Try to create that lane, try to get that outside containment. You can see right there, I mean, you know, it's a good lane to run through. I ultimately think if you're going to run the stretch, it's best just to run it like this. As you can see, I mean, he gets off and gets the exact same gap that I'm going for anyway, and you don't give away where you're going. I mean, if you're going to run the, you know, if you're going to use the motion, just make sure you use it when you do this play as well. But you can see how a lot of times it shifts that defense. So to me, it doesn't work as good. But ultimately, it's really up to you if you want to motion that guy out like I put out in the past, or if you just want to use, you know, use it as is. But you can see, I mean, it's just a really consistent play to both sides, and your opponent's never really going to know which way you're going. To me, the best pass play, without a doubt, is the PA tight end seam. I put this out in the past. So let's go and let's pick the PA tight end seam, and I'll just keep going random 3-4 or random 4-3. So this here, all I'm going to do is put B on a drag. That's pretty much it. So you got your B and your X route are good man beaters, and then you're pretty much relying on the high-low against zone with the crossing tight ends. This play will work. I mean, your opponent's going to start sucking in. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of this pass play. It's a play action. Your opponent's going to start sucking in to try to stop these other plays, and then you can just hit them with this. You know what I mean? This is going to be your best option. Like I said, if it's man, the comeback route's going to be money. The comeback route's going to be money anyway. So like I said, if your opponent starts, you know, worrying about these run plays, sucking down, you know, bringing down into the box, they're going to be focusing on that as a user. Throw this in every once in a while. Like I said, it's a play action, so you should have, you should get them off guard and hit them for some good plays. That's your man. Like I said, that's your man beater there. If I start seeing, you know, if I watch my coverages and they just start streaking across the field with everybody, I know that my man beater is going to be my comeback route, and it's going to be a good zone beater as well. I'm really watching the A route, watching Hooper go across the field. He'll give away the coverage. Like I said right here, it's a man coverage. And then I know exactly where I'm going with the ball. So if the A route is taken up by, he'll give away the coverage if it's man or zone. So right here, it's not. That was a cover 2 hard flat probably as they drop down. I could have went to Hooper or Julio again. Here, this looks like it's probably going to be, as I mess up the audible, this is probably going to be a cover 3. That RB route can beat cover 3. I don't want to disregard him. Like I said, I don't know if it was a cover 3 or not, but like I said, I'm just working my way across the field. Julio Jones is probably the last read on the play. So I'm going A to drag. I said I have this guy here. He's a good cover 3 beater. Typically will get open up the seam, even sometimes between cover 2 safeties. But he's more of a pre-diagnosed read. I mean, like I said, right here. He comes out late, too, which is nice. You know, I mean, it's like a delay. So your opponent's typically going to be gone by the time he comes out of the backfield. So to me, every route's a play here. Every route's in play. There's no guy just pulling coverage like there typically might be. And as far as the comeback route, that's really all about timing. You just have to throw it in the break. I'll typically roll out, too. As you can see, I'm kind of rolling out in the direction of the play. You know what I mean? Like here we got that comeback route again. I had to throw it early because I could tell that Richard Sherman was sitting down. He was going to sit down on the drag. But you always got to lab timing on pretty much every play. You don't want to just go ahead and just run it willy-nilly. As you can see, you know, like I said, that tight end, that's my first read pretty much every time. That's my first read. The drag's my second read. The comeback's my third read. And if I see a cover 3 pre-snap, I mean, I'll watch the RB route, cover 3, cover 2. You know, I'll make that determination pre-snap. But if I like what I see, if I don't like what I see pre-snap, I'm just going to move on to the traditional read. So that's kind of like a specialty route that I wouldn't always do. So that's it. That's the video. If you guys want to see more plays out of the Falcons, do me a favor with the like button, and I'll do that next. Other than that, thanks for watching Madden Money Shot out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.